What is up, YouTube? Back from the YouTube video, and today we have a guide on how to complete the APHELION'S Rest Master Lost Sector. Now to find this, we're going to go to your Destinations tab, and then go over to the right side to the Dreaming City, then spawn in over here at the APHELION, and then all you gotta do is take out your hoverboard or your sparrow, and we're just going to make our way straight over here to the right, and it's a long drive to be honest with you. We're just going to go ahead and try to get this done as fast as possible, but going over here, just go through this little cave section, and then it's going to lead you straight towards where you have to go. So we're going to make a left over here, and then right here you can see we're going to enter the strand. Now all you gotta do is just keep going forward, and then we're going to end up finding the lost sector. So you can see there's going to be like this little bridge over here off in the distance. If you don't know, it's going to be located right here behind it to the right. And for most of you probably know that this is here already if you've been a long time Destiny player. So you can see right here, lost sector icon, and here's the lost sector. Now, if you don't see this flag or icon right here on the map, that means you have to complete it normally to unlock Legend and Master difficulty. So we're going to go ahead and go inside the cave. And if I'm lucky enough, I can actually bring this in with me. And then just show you that if you go all the way through here, you're going to reach the APHELION'S Rest Lost Sector. And then once you make your way in, you're going to see some enemies spawn in. Kill all the enemies, kill the boss, loot the chest at the end, and you will unlock Legend and Master difficulty for this lost sector. So now we're going to go ahead and make our way back, and then we're going to go over the modifiers, then get into the loadout, and then we're going to go over the gameplay. Then I hit a loading screen, so you can see we're going to go back up here. And now going over the modifiers, you can see for Master difficulty, we have Shielded Foes, you can face compatible Void Shields. Master modifiers are extra champions, lock loadout, and extra shields, limited revives, overload, and unstoppable champions, solar threat, 25% increase to incoming solar damage, epitaph, taking combatants generate blight geysers when defeated, attrition, regeneration is greatly impaired, defeating enemies may create wells of light, overcharge weapons, strand surge, 25% bonus to outgoing strand damage, and then solar surge, 25% bonus to outgoing solar damage, then overcharge shotgun, 25% bonus to shotgun damage. Then you can see rewards. Enhancement cores are uncommon. If completed solo, legendary weapons are common. And if completed solo, exotic head armor is common. You can see recommended power 1840, but you can see I'm 1827, and we're going to get it done just fine. So let's go ahead and get into the loadout. So getting into the loadout, we got Solar Subclass, and we got Golden Gun Marksman with Gambler's Dodge, Triple Jump, Knife Trick, and Healing Grenades. For the aspects, we have On Your Mark and Knock 'em Down. And then for fragments, we got Ember of Ashes, Ember of Char, Ember of Solace, Ember of Torches, and Ember of Eruption. Now for the weapons, your primary slot, at least for me, that didn't really matter too much. I put Riptide because it can stun Unstoppables, but I didn't really use it too much. So for me, this just, could be whatever you want. For the secondary weapon, I recommend Polaris Lance. This is what I used to get it done. And in my opinion, just an all-around good weapon. It's solar damage, so it takes advantage of the solar damage buff. And then you also get the Perfect Fifth, which is the exotic trait, where precision hits load an explosive round. Now it's 4 crits, and then after you get 4 headshots, you go ahead and you get a 5th explosive round, and then that round can ignite targets as well as spread scorch and stuff like that. And that's how we're going to stun unstoppable champions, but we're also going to be doing other things as well. Polaris Lance is going to be for my unstoppable champions, because as you can see, it says solar ignition effects can stun unstoppable champions. So we'll go over that in a little bit, and you'll see it in the gameplay. It's really easy for the unstoppables. Just hit crits, and then you're always going to stun them when you hit them with that 5th shot. Then for the heavy slot, I highly recommend a solar or strand rocket launcher. I have Apex Predator, but it doesn't have to be Apex Predator. It can be whatever you have. And if you don't have a solar or a strand one, use any rocket launcher, just as long as you have Overload rocket launcher. If you're using an Arc, Void, or like a Stasis one, just know the damage probably isn't going to be as good. But just make sure you have a rocket launcher for Overload rocket launcher. Unless maybe if you want to change the build up, and let's say, for Overload, you want to use Overload auto rifle or something, put an auto rifle here in this slot, and then you could go ahead and stun overloads without having to use, the rocket launcher. But that's just one suggestion. Feel free to do whatever you want. But getting into the armor, we got the exotic helmet Celestial Nighthawk, and then we have that with solar targeting, solar siphon, and hands-on. Now, a quick thing about solar targeting and solar siphon, it says that, but it's actually harmonic targeting and harmonic siphon. So if you're following along, make sure you have harmonic siphon and harmonic targeting. I did this just because you can see solar siphon costs 3 energy, and I really wanted to make sure I put hands on here, so I just went with harmonic. That way it matches the subclass, and I still get the solar targeting and solar siphon. I just don't have to worry about the cost of the mod. So that was like the thought process behind that. Just make sure you have the right ones there. But then for the arms, we got solar loader and heavy handed, and then for the chest piece, 2 solar damage resistant mods and charge it up. For the legs, we got stacks on stacks and 2 kinetic weapon surge mods. And for the cloak, we got 2 bomber mods and a time dilation mod. Now getting into the artifact here, feel free to pause it and just copy it here. But the first row doesn't really matter unless you're using any of these to stun champions. The second row, kindling trigger with blast radius and from whence you came. And then for the third row, flint striker and wished into being. For the fourth row, overload rocket launchers. And then for the fifth row, raise up precision and solo operative. Heart of the Flame, I don't recommend it here because we're not playing with allies. I'm too lazy to reset my artifact every time, so I just leave it on. But just so I can explain it real quick, you can see the description says casting your solar super grants nearby allies radiant and increases the damage of your super for each nearby ally. Now the thing is, this is really good when you're playing with a team. The problem is we're not playing with a team, we're doing this solo, so it's kind of useless. Just know I'm just lazy to reset my artifact. But everything else I do recommend. Just kind of make changes wherever you feel like it's necessary. But now that we went over that, let's go ahead and get into the gameplay.